Oh, welcome.
We're back to solve the mystery of whose story it is.
Whose actual story is it? And this time we waited till even later in the evening to record, so that way the fucking jets would go by.
Yeah.
God damn it. Ugh. The lunch bell rings and the class starts to file out. Let's see. Any private conversations? There are some here. Between Kendall and Akira.
Hey, bro, what's up? You seem kinda distant. More so than usual, even. Things okay? Sorry. Just been grappling with some personal stuff. Things are been kinda confusing lately. Actually, can I ask you for advice? Of course, bro. Always. What about?
Coin flip odds on the bro being the problem.
What?
On.
Oh, yeah. The moment this conversation started, I was like, oh, pieces are falling together in my mind.
Yep.
Tell me I'm not the only one who saw the finale of Eniko last night. That was the most amazing thing. OMG. What's that?
What is Eniko? I don't know what that is. But fun. No new mail. Anything on 12chan? Nope. It is good to know that we ourselves are not beyond sin. Oh, hey, there's music. That's so nice. Meanwhile, sticking around behind me are the usual group.
So, Charlotte, when are you going to forgive Kendall? Digital Girl Eniko. It's a shoujo ai anime, just finished in Japan. Gotta real quick Google that to see if it's real. I don't think that's the name of a one, but I have to know.
Also, yeah. Also, I gotta imagine, like, simultaneous worldwide release is so much more common now.
Mm-hmm. It's not a real one, sadly.
Yeah, she said it in 2027, which was like a decade in the future at that time.
You're so right. You're so right. I keep on forgetting.
Like, wait, are we... Was this like a hypothetical future adaptation of a manga that already exists? Is that what you were hypothesizing?
No, I was just like, they reference a book that exists, so probably they reference a TV show that exists, right?
Got you. Yes, because... Which, by the way, we do have to get now. Excuse me? What?
Forgive? What are you talking about? I don't like having to avoid either one of my friends or the other. Can't you two just go back to getting along?
You're not. You're talking to Kendall right now.
I don't see why you think we don't get along.
Leave it alone, Akira.
Don't you think so, Mr. Rook? Wouldn't it be better if they made up?
Oh, hell no. Don't drag me into this.
Pardon me?
I think it's none of my business.
Yeah, but don't you think...
I really don't want to have this conversation. I really don't want to get dragged back into fucking teenage social hierarchy bullshit. I love all the friends I made as a teenager. I do not wish to ever go back to that fucking melting, boiling kettle of really bad social interactions ever again. It's just... No, I'm good.
Pro tip, you can avoid the boiling kettle of bad social interactions by simply being bad enough at social interactions to not have them. Then you'll just feel debilitating loneliness and sadness.
And that's better. That's obviously better.
It's not.
I really don't want to have this conversation. Isabella's giving me the dirtiest glare, and while I have no idea how Charlotte feels, I don't think interposing is going to help. Excuse me, I just remembered somewhere else I need to be. Don't let anyone else into the classroom, all right?
I just remembered somewhere else I need to be.
I just remembered anywhere else that I need to be. Before anyone else could say anything, I escaped with my lunch, shutting the door behind me. The two girls can deal with Akira without me. Why wouldn't you eat in your fucking swanky office? Goddamn Canadian school systems. I walk away planning to take some solace in the office, but before I can even make it to the stairs, I can see another two students at the distance, and I can definitely hear them.
First, there's something I kind of have to tell you. It's kind of a big deal, actually. Kind of anxious, so don't laugh, okay?
Well, you don't have to be such a jerk about it. Be a jerk about it? I'm being a jerk about it? You're the one who stood up in front of the whole fucking class to take a cheap shot at me. Me, Nolan, who has white hair at age 17. like a normal person or a Pokemon protagonist. Where's my fucking Trico?
What? You're finally coming...
Big, yeah, let your tits out, boy motor energy.
What? You're finally coming out of the closet?
Or does Kendall think Akira is gay? But like, you understand what I'm saying. But yeah, you know what? Let's see where this goes. Actually, do we need to keep reading that? I was talking with you between episodes about like where this might go, and I'm like, is there a version of this story where the game tracks how often and when you open your thing, and so the students eventually be like, oh, the teacher's on the tablet again. We waited until
We waited an extra hour.
And the Jets are still... Please help us. This is the worst week ever.
It's not actually the worst week ever. This week is actually a pretty good week.
All things considered,
told.
this week has been great, and I can deal with a little bit of extra audio. But
actually, on the scale of weeks in my life,
this has been pretty good.
I think this is actually pretty close to the upper end.
But I think
of the
people
scale.
understand that, like, there's a certain level of exaggeration that goes into this, right?
What's that?
What, exaggeration?
Yeah, what's that?
So that's when you take a feeling that is real and just kind of like make it a little bit stronger, but more for like entertainment and just to kind of keep things a little bit interesting. It's not that the feeling of, ugh, I hate these Jets isn't real, but maybe the feeling of this is the worst week of my life isn't literally true.
That sounds absolutely fake.
Yeah, and
Am
plus
I doing
don't
it right?
know how to... And of course, assuming that our audience knows, you know, how to tell the difference between those moments is a risky assumption.
I think we should explain everything in excruciating detail.
It's better than reading while the fucking Jets are flying over.
Am I successly vamping for time? Am I doing it right?
You're doing it. You've always been able to do this. I don't know why.
I have not.
God damn it. And you have the balls to say I'm being a jerk? You and your massive balls, Taylor? And we're not re-recording this because we're going on vacation soon. We don't have time to re-record these. Y'all just get to deal with this till all eternity, and we hope you enjoy it and take it for like the small little personalization that this is.
Yeah, you get to enjoy the soothing ambiance of the evening environ.
Jets flying over your head while gunshots sound across the river ASMR.
To be fair, I don't think those things have happened at the same time yet. But
I don't
give
think
it a
they've
while.
yet happened simultaneously, but it's often enough where you're like, I can understand what you're trying to make with this, right? This is the quintessential right here experience. After you dumped me, do you have any idea how humiliating that was?
Yes, actually, that's what I was going to say. I think I'm gay.
Okay, good for you, Akira. Good for you, buddy. I didn't. You're the one who fucking dumped me. WTF, you crazy bitch. What's wrong with you? My pill dispenser reminder thing spelled out WTF the other day, and it made me really happy.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's funny. Me too, Pillbox, me too.
Hey, but also, have you realized the other thing it spells?
What's the other thing it spells?
If you refill it on a Wednesday, there will be a certain day when it says Shin Megami Tensei.
You're right. Oh my god. It's been there all along. How did I dump you?
Lol, no shit, bro. I kind of already knew that. It's no big deal, so what's the problem?
So here's the thing. This is actually a real moment right here. I get the instinct when someone comes out to you to treat it with this kind of casualness, to be like, it's really not a big deal. And like the message you're trying to send is that you're still their friend, and it doesn't matter to you that they're like this, right? And that you'll always still treat them the same way. what comes across instead is that I don't care that you've tried to open up to me and show me this vulnerability, and I'm treating that without any kind of respect or recognition. It's not about it doesn't matter to me that you're gay in the sense that you're still my friend. It matters to me that you thought you could trust me with something that was close to you, and I'm immediately, downplaying it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Did I ever tell you what happened when I finally came out to my mother?
No. Oh, are you sure you want to share this story here?
Yeah,
All right,
I was
go for
worried
it.
about it for some time because my mother is very Christian.
Yup.
But when I finally got the words out there, I discovered that she kind of figured that I was gay or something since I was like 5. And was utterly not surprised by it.
Oh my
And I was
God.
like, oh my God, I didn't know that back then. I only just figured this out now.
Oh my God. That's really kind of cute. I don't want to throw my folks under the bus for how they reacted because they moved past it and are really nice people, and I don't hold that against them, but I'm going to skip sharing my coming out story.
Mine was just like a fucking several months of deep, constant worry that turned out to be an absolute nothing burger. And it was like, yeah, I kind of already worried about that and made terms with it and figured you'd share it with me eventually. So
Yeah.
okay.
How did I dump you? What? We've had this conversation before, twice. Will you just fucking leave me alone? This is pretty heated. I'm just going to...
What? How could you already know that? I only figured it out last night.
Okay, here's an important question.
Yeah?
I don't want to, do we step in or back away? Backing away because we're a teacher, this isn't our wheelhouse, right?
Mm-hmm.
Stepping in because we're a teacher and this is a loud commotion in the halls.
That's true.
Right? We don't have to step in and have it be we are being a busybody about our students' lives.
Yeah, it seems like a shouting match in the hallway is something where it would be reasonable to be like, hey, everybody okay?
Yep, is everyone all right here? Wait, I don't know how the game interprets it because we only got 2 options here, but I think stepping in is a valid... Or... backing off and being like they're almost adults now. They need to be able to work this out.
Ourselves into
No,
clicking one.
I'm just trying to. Okay, step in. Try to make my approach as loud as possible. Is there a problem here? No, we were just there's definitely a problem. We're just talking, Mr. Rook. There's some things we need to work out. Doesn't sound like no one wants to talk. Is that right? Yeah. Actually, I don't want to talk. Hold on 1 second while I check my tablet.
Lol, for reals? Dude, everyone knows you're gay. It's the most obvious thing ever.
Taylor, why don't you go calm down and go eat your lunch? Give the man some space. She takes a moment, probably evaluating her options. Her expression shifts back to the normal, calm smile. Sorry, Mr. Rook. You're right. We'll have this conversation at a better time. She skips off, overselling her cooperativeness far too much. Oh, you've got alpha bitch energy, don't you? Oh, that's gonna come back and bite us in the ass. Are you all right? Yeah. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
What? No way. You're just projecting because you came out when you were 13. I'm telling you, I only just figured it out. I mean, it makes a lot of sense, but no way, bro. Lol, post about it. See if anyone is surprised.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Well, let me know if she keeps it up, all right? Thanks. Guess that's all there is to be said. Not sure what's going on between the two of them besides the obvious, but if he doesn't want to talk, I head to the office to eat my lunch in peace. The weekend. Time for excitement, partying, dates, relaxing, sleeping in, and spying on my students.
Spying on children.
Hey, here's an idea. Why don't you try not running away from our conversations? I was making a real effort to reach out. Hey, here's an idea. Fuck off. Very mature. Sometimes I can't believe you. Okay, hold on.
Fine there.
All right, you gonna from the top?
Akira Yamazaki has a big announcement to make. He's gay. Congrats, that's a big step, bro. By the way, here's the context. Akira thinks everyone's going to be surprised. How could anyone know before I did?
Interested in.
Boys, boys, boys.
I gotta feel bad, but also it's the funniest. Oh, man. Do we have any mail? Nope. Anything on 12chan? Nope. Oh, who the hell am I kidding? LOL. Taylor. All it is to me is just a couple of days where I have extra time to prepare my lesson plans.
And spy on
photos are
children.
It's hard to get an image. Having a printer in your home, having a tower PC, this... Actually, no, I can still see this happening. Just not in the nice cream color anymore. We could have made our PC cream color, but we went with black. Probably because it makes it more aerodynamic.
we can get another case. We can swap it.
No. It just wouldn't be the same, and you know it.
Always wanted to get one of those, like, massive, crappy old, like, cream-colored Dell Tower PCs from 1992 or whatever.
Yeah.
And then just, like...
root the guts and then...
Absolutely. Just absolutely, like... build a next-level machine
Make sure it's
inside
still
there.
got the stickers on.
And the CD drive still works.
Yep.
I'm glad to hear that. I was wondering when you were going to come out. Congratulations.
Congratulations. I ordered pizza for lunch. It's not that I can't cook. It's just, after the last divorce, I realized what's the point? And here's the point. Cooking for yourself makes you feel good. You don't always have to do it. Like, it is rough to always find the time to cook for yourself, especially when you're working a lot and, like, you treasure the time you have alone. Not everyone finds innate enjoyment in it, but cooking for yourself, like, even just a simple thing, is a rewarding experience.
Yeah.
Unless you live in a place that where you're renting that doesn't come with a dishwasher and the property owner won't ever return your calls about how the sink doesn't work anymore.
And only one burner on the oven works.
And when
you turn the dials for the other ones, the wrong thing tries to light and the whole house smells like gas for a couple minutes.
Just throwing out a possibility here. I don't enjoy cooking and I can afford not to without breaking the bank. Fair enough. I don't know who you are.
Presumably a relative, I guess?
Yeah, is this a... I thought this was a school system. Do you go to the school?
Well,
anyway.
maybe it's like there's
That's laughter,
one
right?
social media. Yeah, maybe it's like there's one social media platform on the world thing, and they have some sort of weird surveillance deal with schools.
Maybe that's it. Anyway, I don't know what the first part of the text is, but the rest is lol. Lol.
I can read the part at the end that says des.
Nailed it. Nope, no surprise, but congratulations. :D. I think Isabella would state the emoticons just perfect. Also, the emoticon and lack of emoji is another peculiarly dated part of it. Delivery.
Analog emoji?
I guess that's the word you want to use for it. Sure.
I need a properly, like, alienating word to use for emoticon.
I don't know. Just find some word and append boomer to it. I'm sure that'll work.
No.
Delivery pizza and lesson plans. Yep, it sounds crazy, but it's a lot better than where I was before. No crazy job, no crazy wife, just the challenge of getting kids to engage with literature. Oh, good. We're just gonna scoot right by how tumultuous your past is, my friend.
Lol, what did your mom just say?
Oh, is that his mom? I don't mind a single bit. Oh shit, we'll need to look at that, sorry. It's important that we figure out what Akira's mom thinks about it. You're gonna...
All right. You don't even want to know. OMG, FML.
I can't believe what a pussy a certain person can be. Okay, Taylor, for all of your alpha bitch energy, you really haven't mastered the art of the subtweet. You're saying a certain person, but I'm not going to name who. That's not how you do it. That's just too obvious that you're not naming someone. You have to have at least some plausible deniability. This is 8PR tells you how to subtweet. Class in the morning goes, all right, not great. I didn't catch her in the act, but I think Taylor may have actually fallen asleep at one point, just when I thought I couldn't resent her more. I actually tried, this is to Ariana.
Yep.
I actually tried to apologize to Nolan, hoping we could get back together, and can you believe it? He just runs away on me, and now he's ignoring my messages. I can't believe that guy. What did I do to deserve to be treated like this? And this is to Isabella. Do you have any idea what's wrong with Nolan? I tried apologizing to him in the hopes of getting back together, and he just refuses to talk to me. I don't get what his problem is. I'm just trying to be nice and just move on from this silly fight, but he keeps dragging it out. I don't think he's dragging it out, Taylor. I think he dumped your ass. I am just glad when lunch rolls around and everyone starts to finally act like they're alive again. How were your weekends? I'm more interested in what's wrong with you, Taylor. Why are you involving me in your stupid gossip? Maybe you should try acting like an adult and just move on, instead of dragging me into your bullshit. Just a thought. Less than 3. We still all do use less than 3, so that's reasonable.
That sucks. He just didn't want to listen at all, so what are you gonna do now?
Oh, these two are gonna make bad plans together. Can't wait to see that happen.
No.
How was everyone's weekend? It was all right. Thank you for asking.
I didn't really do much, just housework and some shopping. Nice, very mature. Disastrous, totes disastrous. Sunday was the most humiliating day of my life ever. I take it back, Charlotte. You can ignore Kendall all you want.
They're not ignoring each other. They had a clean breakup. They seem fine with it, and they're just kind of moving on their own term. Like, it seems like they had the most healthy relationship in that when they broke it off, they were able to keep functioning and are not fighting with one another. Like, they both recognize they needed some time and are just not making it a thing. That's incredibly mature. I have no idea. I guess I'm just going to try talking to him again. Maybe when he's calmed down a little. I just wish I knew what he's playing at. I get it. I shouldn't have started the fight to begin with. I just want to end it and make things go back to the way they were. Guess he must be punishing me for it. I want to make things better, but I honestly don't know how, especially if he won't even talk to me. I don't think that's what you want. I think you just want to pretend it never happened, whereas Nolan clearly doesn't want to do this anymore. Am I misreading something in this, or that you agree with that interpretation? I
don't know. We don't know too much about what Nolan thinks or what happened.
Fair enough. Did you read Akira's line? LOL. Sorry, lol.
Is this about your coming out? I'm sorry, but that was pretty funny.
Whoa, where did that bitchiness come from? I just thought maybe you could give me some advice, because you seem like you have experience when it comes to love. You don't have to be like that.
OMG, no it wasn't. Mom was embarrassing about it, but Ka-san was just cruel.
Ka-san? Who was that?
My other mother. She just kept giggling uncontrollably.
Your moms are gay too. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Akira. That is really funny. I'm so sorry. But that is really funny.
Hazuki, right? Not Ichigo? Yeah, right. That's Hazuki. Mom's the one who posted on Ami. I don't think you've met Kasan ever. Thank God.
Here is my advice. Get over yourself, and then get over him. In that order.
Damn, Charlotte.
I don't know if you realize this, Kendall, but normal girls don't like pussies. Maybe that's it. He's more your type. Taylor! Girl, you just got a whole... You got a whole lot going on, don't you?
Real talk here. I'm trying to be sincere, and she's just in a giggling fit, wondering how I didn't realize sooner.
And that's like, it's like he is trying to be earnest about this and responding to someone opening themselves to you in that way. The answer is never to laugh.
Yep.
Maybe you can laugh about it afterwards, after you take that for what it means. But
all she keeps saying is, I had no idea you weren't already out of the closet. True story. My mother. It's ridiculous.
Now, there's the other funny variant of this you can do. And this is something you can try if you want to come out, but don't want to do the effort of it. Just pretend you had, and then when someone asks you about it, be like, wait, I thought I already told you all. Did I really never tell anyone? There's a freebie. You can pull that one. And if you successfully do it, let me know, because that sounds awesome. Just that, wait, what are you talking about? Didn't you already know that?
Kasan, whose own coming out story is like a year long with all sorts of detailed subplots and will tell it on the drop of a hat, just keeps giggling at me. I guess all you can do is wait. Really, I'm sorry though. That's awful.
That is a little bit awkward.
For reals. I'm sorry, but I saw your coming out on Ami, and you have to admit, it's funny that you were the last person to figure it out.
And there's also another part to this where, like, it is kind of funny when people know that, but it also creates this weird expectation of performance. Like, if a person, like, for example, if people get it in their head that someone might be trans because they see them wearing articles of clothing associated with some of the opposite gender, and they, everyone kind of mentally creates this expectation that they are. It also puts a lot of pressure on that person to be like, maybe they're not. Maybe they just like cross-dressing, or maybe that's just something they tried once and they don't like it anymore. Like, that other expectation that you are entitled to guess and kind of think about others' private experiences with gender and sexuality is kind of fucked up. I guess it's better than just pretending it doesn't exist, I guess. But I think we can still get, do better than that.
Lol, you mad.
Lol, you mad will never die. That will always be the best way to come back to someone.
See, I'm a punchline, bro. My sexuality is just one big setup, and it's not just lol, you're gay. It's lol, everyone else but you knew you're gay. I used to have dignity.
That's not true.
That's not true. You never used to have dignity.
Oh wow, now who's immature, Kendall?
See, even Isabella gets cheap shots at me now.
Tee-hee.
Lol, you mad?
With a second question mark. Oh, walk away, Taylor. Walk away. It's shambles. If it makes you feel any better, I didn't know you were gay. Not before I read it about it on your profile anyway. And now the entire world knows.
Lol, it doesn't. You've known me, what, a week?
True enough.
So, what are you going to do now? That's the question, isn't it? Well, I'm happy you figured it out.
I'm happy you figured it out as well.
It's a big step. I had trouble myself when I first met Kendall. Lol, yeah, I remember. Actually, speaking of Kendall, I'm gonna ditch on you guys. I actually made plans. That cool?
Oh my god, you are the biggest bitch. You know that?
Taylor arguing with a brick wall that has "lol you mad" spray painted on it.
No, of course I won't think less of you if you go spend time with your best friend. Don't be silly, go ahead.
Oh, they're BFFs. That's nice. All right, over under on this being Kendall saying "lol you mad," but
With a third
three...
question mark.
Oh,
Called it.
Got him.
Lol, you mad?
Yeah, go have fun. I give up! You're impossible! Yeah, that was the intent.
Alright, thanks. Laters. Oh, that boy. He's kind of adorable, isn't he? I don't mean in that way, just that he's really funny. He sure does get wound up tight.
Well, you heard what his mother is like.
That's true, isn't it? He must take after her more than he'd like to think.
Thanks, Kendall.
Hey, Akira's on his way now. Sorry that he is late. We ended up distracting him a bit.
Right, because Kendall is putting Taylor in her place a little bit, and Nolan's like, thanks, bro. Have we? Oh, my goodness gracious.
Oh,
Hello
what is
there,
that?
Friendo. Let's take a quick
One
break while we
sec.
deal with that. I don't know. I don't really want to figure it out either. It's right there. Just be slow on the approach. Yuck. All right. Well, I mean, you got it, but at what cost? I don't know. I don't have an answer for you, honey. That's fine. Maybe it'll be a reminder to them to never come and try that again. All right, you ready? Just for continuity, would you take this line again?
That's true, isn't it? He must take after her more than he'd like to think.
Every boy takes after his mother more than he'd like to think.
Huh?
He's not going to see Kendall? He's going to... Oh, okay. Well, that's none of our business.
Is that so?
Do you mean he's not going to meet with you? Do you know where he just went?
YW:3.
I'm torn between wanting to read out the acronyms in terms of what they mean, and then also torn between, like, lol is just a word now.
I suppose that makes a lot of sense. I can understand that.
Hey, he's not going to see Kendall.
Nope, I'm not his babysitter. I don't keep track of his whereabouts. Sorry, sis. Oh, how do you know?
I just asked.
Huh, I wonder where he's going then.
I don't know. I think Kendall might, but she's probably being difficult about it.
I mean, either way, it's not our business, right?
It's not our business, which is why we're going to read up all about it on social media snooping.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sorry. Would you like me to not interact with half of the narrative of the game?
I guess
No, I'd like us to interact with it. We should just feel very uncomfortable with what we're doing.
You're absolutely right about it. It's not going to change what I do, but I will feel uncomfortable about it. Is that better?
Yeah. That is much better. Like, imagine if teachers did this. Imagine if this was a thing.
Yeah, this is fucked up that we're doing this. But I'm going to do it because the game is asking us to engage with the fucked upness of that feeling, right? I don't think the game is condoning this.
Absolutely not, yeah.
But it's asking us to engage with that uncomfortableness and really work through it. So,
I guess you're right. Thanks, though. I'm really glad you're actually willing to talk, though. Everyone else has just been awful. Even Isabella was just nasty. Really glad to have you as a friend. Thanks.
it's also weird how Isabella supports her getting together with us, but shoots Taylor down about how she treats Nolan. Huh. Little double standard there, Isabella. I read that one.
Kendall, difficult? Well, I never. I'm sorry to hear that. It sounds like you need a hug.
I've definitely never heard that kind of sarcasm from her before.
Yeah, I could use a hug. Ellipsis.
Prep period. When's jock period? And goth period.
Got
my
'em.
favorite.
And punk period? Another teacher is borrowing the office right now, so I'm forced to spend my prep period in the classroom instead. Okay. So it's other people can use Okay. I thought it was just like regular rank and file teacher gets the swankiest office you've never had.
It's still fancier than any office that was in our schools, and like we are not in an underfunded district by any means.
Yeah.
Our schools are
pretty well funded.
Pretty well funded,
Yeah.
pretty fancy, pretty good, but you didn't see a nice office like that in there.
Not at all.
If I remember correctly, they put them all in the fishbowl together, right? Where they'd have like a dozen teachers with desks in like the central area.
Yep.
And then the glass on all the sides. Am I remembering that correctly, or was that a different place?
The glass on all the sides. I don't remember where that was. I'm trying to think of any teacher's offices I saw.
It might have been middle school.
My homeroom teacher was the choral teacher.
Oh, nice.
So, like, he did have a little office, but his classroom is obviously not typical.
Yep.
I'm trying to think back to, like, my grade school. My grade school I know a lot better, and the teacher's offices in that one were shared, to put nicely. Like, you had a lot of teachers sharing maybe, one room's worth of resources, and it's like, that's not at all optimal. Anyway, let's read Akira talking to Nolan. This sounds fun.
Hey, what's up? Sorry about that whole awkward thing in the cafeteria earlier. Not my finest hour.
Sorry, bro. We all have awkward moments. Oh, hey, I saw your post about coming out. Congratulations, bruh. So, what'd you want at lunch?
Sorry. I hope you don't mind me distracting you.
I know I'm adding in the bros and brahs,
But
I'm
you
just
gotta.
Yeah, I gotta. And
I do find it great that so far nobody's been homophobic to Akira about coming out. It's not that nobody's been homophobic. Taylor's been homophobic,
but Taylor's been homophobic to Kendall.
Yeah, specifically. But to Akira, it's just been like, oh yeah, this is a really awkward and shitty situation and you feel kind of bad about it. But not from anybody not being supportive of you being gay. Everyone's fine with that.
You just have to deal with the fact that you're going to be a punchline for a little bit. Not for being gay, but for everyone else realizing you were gay first. Not that I got any prep work actually done here. No problem. I care about math. This class is I care about math. This class is the worst. What's up, man? I just keep getting distracted by my computer instead, idly checking to keep up on things. Are we supposed to look at 12chan? There's nothing new on 12chan. I don't know why the school uses these things. Is this why the students have such a hard time engaging? Because they're too busy chatting online? No, it's because you're making people at adolescent age sit still and learn some pretty dry stuff for several hours at a time.
What,
Like,
you,
even
you
if
don't
it's
have a
important-
passion for upping the district standardized test average?
No, and here's the thing, like, even if it is important that people as future citizens of a democracy or just future adults have like a good baseline level of knowledge about things, it doesn't mean that that the way we are doing it right now isn't just gonna like rankle some people the wrong way. You know?
Yep.
Even if they're ostensibly for typing notes and storing books, it seems ridiculous. Compare that to how it was when I was in high school. There was nothing like that. Really? You would have been in high school... When would you have been in high school? This is 2027. How old? He's been through 2 marriages, right? Do we want to say... And he says he's more than twice the age of Taylor, so he's at least 34, 35. So he was born... 27 and then 8, like at the latest 1992. He is just barely at the youngest he is just barely younger than like us. And yeah, we were texting on our phones in high school. What are you gonna do about it?
Sorry, it's been kind of difficult to write. It's hard to say this, and I'm not really good at this sort of thing, but well, I guess I'm just going to have to say it. I like you, Nolan. You don't get credit for it, but you're obviously a really smart guy. You don't put up with bullshit at school. You don't care about how many friends you have. You're even willing to stand up to Taylor. You're very cool, and you're also very hot, and I admire you so much that it was embarrassing the fuck out of me even thinking about telling you how I feel. I don't know you all that well, but there's nothing in my heart that I would like more than to change that. I'll understand if you're not comfortable and don't want to talk to me again. I know this seems out of the blue, but I've spent a long time trying to figure this out and I just can't hold it in any longer. So that's what I wanted to say. I like you. Would you like to hang out sometime? I just really want to get to know you better. I guess that turned out long. Sorry. Thanks for bearing through it.
Let's see what Nolan has to say to that. After school. I forgot to do the weird voice I was doing for these. Well, that's it for the day. I packed up my stuff and I'm heading home for now. That's pretty heavy. Give me a day or two, all right? I need to think about it.
Of course. I totes understand. Take your time.
That's a really reasonable response to a question like that. Clearly, Nolan isn't homophobic, but like that's the difference between someone being like, hey, I'm gay and I kind of like you and want to get to know you better. It's like, oh, all right, let me think about how I feel about that. That's very reasonable. Good for you, Nolan. Hey, sir. Or maybe not. Hello, Nolan. What's up? Hey. You know how we said if we ever had a problem, I mean, can I ask you for some advice? Sure. What's the problem? Not now, I mean, like, it's a big thing. Could we talk tomorrow, maybe? I can't tell if he's being weirdly evasive or shy or just straight up confused. Still don't really have a very good impression of him, I suppose. Aside from his shitty attitude towards his studies and apparently being Taylor's ex. None of that really helps me out here, though. Of course. Why don't you meet me in my office this time tomorrow, then? That's good, yeah. Thank you, sir. Ciao. Weird. This is gonna be awkward as hell, I'm guessing. If you don't want to meet with students, then don't say you can come to me about anything. If you say that, they're going to come to you with things. You opened yourself up to this. Day 1 tries to be not like my teachers were. Day 4, fuck this. Fuck them kids. Well, that's it for the day, as far as classes go anyway. The sun is setting at 3:55 p.m.
That happens.
At 3:55 p.m. It must be
Yeah.
so lonely and dark in Canada. Where it's midnight 6 months a year. True facts about Canada. Nolan's probably already on his way to my office. Before we go, I should take a break to see if there are any new 12 channel posts. Absolutely, we should.
in this thread, your favorite sailor senshi.
What the fuck? As in like Sailor Moon?
OP here, starting off. Usagi for real. She's lazy, she doesn't give a shit about school, she's worthless on her own, turns out to be badass anyway. Story of my life, she is fucking awesome. Usagi for life.
Okay, that's actually true though. Usagi is pretty great. Usagi is pretty great.
Yeah.
Oh wow, really, bro? That's kind of weird. I always liked Ami best. She's shy and really smart, taku-ish, so I could always relate to her.
Uranus, I would tap the hell out of her.
Uranus, one of the ones that's like gay.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Don't I have a statue of Sailor Uranus?
I think we do, yeah. Lol, you mad? Seriously? Lol, you were never like Ami, bro. The fuck are you talking about? Ami was smart because she studied her ass off. She's an A+ student. You probably think you're too smart to pay attention in class, so you read manga instead. She wasn't the nerdy one of the group because she spent all her time alone playing video games. She was the nerdy one because she was too busy studying the fuck out. Are you saying that's you?
Unfortunately, yes, that is me. As much as I would like to be the cool gay one.
I guess not, you're right. But I still fucking hate Usagi. She's so goddamn obnoxious. She's the worst part of her own show.
Fuck Usagi.
Well, so what you're saying is you'd be like Ami if Ami was actually a smug bitch who secretly thought she was too smart to bother, so read manga all the time instead of studying for tests. When you put it that way, no, I would fucking hate her too. Characters like that in fiction piss me off so much. Even if they are really just like me, what does that even mean?
It means Usagi for life, bro.
Fuck it, true story, Usagi for life. Anyway, Sailor Mars is the best.
This has me realizing, though, what must it be like to figure out, oh, I don't like it when characters that are like me are in fiction.
I think there's two different ways. Like, there's the obvious way of being like, oh, is it self-loathing? And then there's the way of, I'm not a good character in a fictional story. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a difference between the characters I want to read about in a fictional setting, characters who I think would be engaging, and people who I would want to hang out with in real life.
Mm.
And I don't think noticing that is wrong.
Fair enough. Coming from noted terrible women fans, 80% relatable.
Exactly. Except I would want to meet them in real life. Most of the time. Enough dawdling, time to go. Hey, sir. Hello, Nolan. Why don't you have a seat? We'll talk about what you were having trouble with. He sits down. Yeah. Followed by the most awkward silence of my entire life. He's trying to bring himself to saying something, I can tell, but he clearly can't. This is just painful. Come on, say something. I don't know if I can sit through this. I should.
Wait for him to answer on his own.
Yeah. Like, we could say if it's about Taylor, that's not... But ask if it's about Akira.
That'd be
no.
so, like, obviously spying.
Right.
Give people space.
We'll wait for him to answer on his own, but I think asking if it's about Taylor is also not a bad thing to do if someone's having a hard time starting.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Take your time. Well, it's, Akira. Akira asked me out. Huh. Okay. Yeah, it's just, I'm shocked. I'm just shocked. I don't know how to respond. How do you respond to that, bro? How do I respond to that? I guess, are you gay is an important question. Or asked why he's shocked. I think maybe that's more helpful, right?
Yeah.
Well, why are you so shocked? Thing is, I don't really know how to say this without sounding pathetic. It's okay. I'm not going to judge you, I promise. I only judge students who try to flirt with me, the fucking teacher. Yeah. Got to get him to open up. Trying to think. I need to convince the guy that I'm not going to think less of him if he admits something emotional. How the fuck you do that? I don't know. I think it's straightforward. You're a 16-year-old who doesn't pay attention in school. I couldn't think less of you if you tried is really going to help out, even if it's honest. Maybe I could say... Hey, look at me over here. I'm a twice-divorcee. I'm 38 years old, and I've only gone into teaching at some sort of bizarre midlife crisis, all right?
This is helpful in this situation for some reason.
So 38, there you go. So 38 working backwards from what? 2027? So that's 89. Born in 89. There you go.
Okay.
You
It's
don't
gonna
have-
be 2027 really soon.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be 2027 really fucking soon. You don't have to worry about seeming pathetic to me, all right? Trust me, I know the feeling. And I'm the last person in the world to judge you for that, all right? Yeah, all right, fair enough, sir. It's just... I don't know if you noticed, but, like, I don't exactly have any friends. Not even when I was dating Taylor, not really. At least then I could pretend I was part of her huge social network, but, now it's just me. So you just kind of want a friend? Yeah, no, not really. It's not like I'm desperate. I don't want to say yes to him just because I'm desperate to be close to someone. There's pathetic and then there's pathetic, you know? Well, then what? Just, he likes me. He barely knows me, but he feels so strongly that he's willing to embarrass himself for the chance to get closer to me. For me! What the fuck is up with that? Oh, he's like, what do I have to offer anyone? He pauses. It's a weird line of thought, but at least he's finally actually saying what he thinks. And I thought maybe it's just desperation. There aren't that many boys at this school, right? Have you noticed that? It's kind of weird. Not that I got a problem with that, it's just statistically speaking, it's unlikely. But, look at him, he's hot, man. I'm not gay. I'm not attracted to men, it's just, like, objectively, right? You know what I mean? Probably not the kind of boy who would have trouble finding someone, is what you mean. That's it! I mean, fuck, if he wanted, he could probably have any fag in the world he wanted. I don't think he's desperate. So wait, is this the future? Is this the future where in this year we all made the decision like, God damn it, mainstream people are too comfortable using queer. We have to go back to the harder stuff. And then mainstream people get too okay with using Or is Nolan just throwing out casual homophobia? I think he's throwing out casual homophobia, but like...
The only way forward is to go back to homophile.
Oh, man. Okay, breezing right past that. What do you think, then? I don't know. That's the thing, sir. I don't know. It confuses me. I just can't wrap my mind around it. And I don't know what to do. Guess that's where I'm asking for advice, sir. Okay, that's not unreasonable. Here's an important thing.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't all a catch-all, but this is something that, no advice is really going to be catch-all, but this is something that's helped me a lot, is that I've noticed my best and most successful relationships, have been built on me kind of knowing myself a bit more. It's not to say I've been in, haven't been in good relationships when I've, been a bit more floundering, but taking the time to kind of get to know yourself, what you like, who you want to be, is vitally important. And once you know better, like who you are, what you like about you, what you want to do, you are going to find it so much easier to have friends, to be in successful relationships. It's not to say you can't, but like taking the time to get to know yourself better will always help you out, especially when you're trying to deal with other people. You have a better handle on who you want to be, how you project yourself, and how other people, in turn, might see you. There's your little free piece of advice. You got anything you want to throw in?
Not really.
Here's a free piece of advice for you. Always warm up your pan before you start cooking hash browns. Especially if they're straight out of the freezer. Otherwise, you start getting like really uneven, and you'd have to keep them on one side for a lot longer because it's it's still warming up and stuff, and it's just awful. Warm up your pans. There's your other piece of advice. I stare at him. He's asking me what he should do. How the hell should I know? I assumed his problem was going to be something simple, something understandable. Bullying, I can get. His ex being a jerk, I can definitely get. Him needing to pick it up on the academics, I could give a whole speech about that. But this? I guess there's only one thing I can do.
One of these seems really inappropriate.
Yeah, we're gonna drop a save anyway. Well, I
He
mean,
is-
like, there's a way of giving it a shot and be like, why don't you try just being a friend with him and seeing what, like, why don't you see what being a friend feels like? Like, put the romantic stuff aside. What does it mean for you to be someone's friend? You know, like, that's a helpful thing to say to someone. What does it mean for you to have a friendship with someone? Right? I don't think it's our place to tell one of our students, try dating them.
Yeah,
That's...
I have a feeling that's like what give it a shot is going to be taken
Exactly.
as.
That's what give it a shot is going to... It seems like that'll be. So that's definitely not appropriate for us. We need to have a boundary there.
Yep.
But, like, if I could, I'd be like, why, like, I don't know, try being, you know, before you even think about being in a relationship with someone, try being a friend. Yeah, let's apologize for not having the answer. I'm sorry. I really do have no idea. That's very I wish I had something better to say. Oh, he seems really disappointed. Not surprised, but disappointed. I guess I'm just gonna have to figure this out on my own then. I'm sorry, I really do wish I could be of more help, but it's fine. Upset, he stands up. Thanks anyway, sir. I mean, thanks for nothing, but whatever. I guess there's the other thing is that, like, he did just open up to us.
Yep.
And then responding to that with, like, I don't have anything to say to you. That's rough. He's pissed off, and I don't blame him. I don't try to stop him from leaving at all. That sucks for him, and for all my facade of trying to be helpful, I sure let him down. Poor kid. Man, this game, again, more Christine Love hallmark of trying to make you engage with really uncomfortable and complicated feelings. That is something Christine Love does incredibly well. I think more so we see it in Lady Killer especially, where a lot of the situations you in just don't have answers that you, the player, will probably feel good about.
Yep.
Play that game, but don't play it on stream. That was a wild ride, let me tell you.
Akira Yamazaki is anxious.
Okay, and also don't vague post while you're waiting for a response from someone. That is also... Class is staring intently at the handouts I just sent them, or at least I sure hope they are. It's hard to tell when they're always staring at their computers.
Project much?
Right? Remember, the items listed are only suggestions. So long as it's 2,500 words or a 5-minute presentation, you can do whatever you find interesting. Man, remember when 2,500 words seemed like such an unreachable goal? And like when you got there, it was like, oh, I put in such a Herculean effort.
Yeah, and nowadays I look at 2,500 words and I'm like...
No problem.
More so, I'm like, oh shit, I'm going to go over that, and then I'm going to spend a long time having to edit to trim things.
Yeah. Which, to be fair, it's easier to do that, because then you can be like, okay, I don't need to repeat myself here. I can, like, condense this, and, like, trimming down is so much easier.
Ugh. Writing too much is such a problem for me, though. Learning to be concise, I think that's my next battle in life.
Yeah? Maybe you should stop reading RO7 VNs then.
I do use almost as many ellipses as he does.
There are so many wonderful things I will say about RO7 as an author. Concise is not one of them.
Anything that's at least 2,500 words?
Look at that face. Look at that face.
Yeah.
Look at that smug face.
It'll be okay. Baito.
Okay, let me be perfectly clear. This is a grade 11 class, and I'm letting you have fun with this. Don't give me any bullshit. If you think it's cheating, then it probably is, and I'm not going to give you a good grade. If your heart's into it, that's fine, but be smart, not clever. That's actually a really reasonable way
Yeah.
of explaining that. Oh, happy emoji from Akira. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, hold on just a moment. That's all for today. For homework, you have a reading response, and please think about what you'll do for this assignment. Of course, the moment the bell rings, everyone but Charlotte stops paying attention. Of course, but I can try. The class starts to file out, but slower than usual. Hey, Akira.
Hi there.
If you're still interested, I'd like to talk to you about what you said the other day.
Wait, here?
Of course not. I thought we could go somewhere private and eat lunch.
Oh. Oh, for reals?
It's complicated, but yeah, for reals.
Awesome. So, where did you have in mind?
See, because I didn't want to tell him to get in another relationship with someone. I just want him to go have a friend for a bit.
Yeah.
You know
And like, even if somebody is into you and you're not,
That doesn't mean you can't be friends.
yeah.
Like, you can be friends. If you can't be a friend with someone who's into you, that says more about you. I'm
Or
friends
them,
with,
depending on
or
what the dynamic is.
I mean, I'm friends with people who are into me all the time. Right?
Got him.
Right. That was You know what? No. We've moved beyond self-deprecation humor. Was that self-deprecative? It was. The joke itself.
It depends on what the implication is.
Yeah, I guess. Whatever. We're better than that. We're better than that here. I'm sorry. I apologize for not upholding the standards of humor we have here at 8PR. Two of them walk off together. Huh, good for them.
No way.
Did he just... Those two? That was what I thought it was, right?
Let's not start any gossip now, all right? I think they both have enough problems right now without leaving the whole class talking about them behind their back. Don't you think?
Sorry, you're right, of course.
I have no idea what to make of the two of them. No one obviously has no idea what he wants. It'll probably be a more complicated relationship than Akira wants. If there's anything between the two of them, it's going to be crazy. There will be tons of drama, and it's probably going to make things worse for both. Still, I couldn't help but notice that as they walked off together, they both had the biggest smiles I'd ever seen on either of them.
Well, that's good.
That's good for them. Okay, so each chapter is going to ask us to have a really tough decision with one of our students or something like it, right? That's
great. So we have one thing to completely fuck up per chapter. I can manage that.
Awesome. I mean, I think I can kind of get used to that. It's not going to let us save until we get through the beginning of chapter 3 here, right?
Yeah, so let's do that.
Let's keep going a little bit more here. Let me just warn you right now. This story is going to end in bloodshed.
Oh my god, is this school days now?
I don't know anything about school days. You'll find that you've become attached to a character only for them to die senselessly, and it's going to hit hard. So I just want you to be forewarned that there isn't a happy ending here. You should know what you're getting into. There's a lot of value, of course, and I want you to take a good, hard look at what that emotional impact means, despite the fact that you see it coming. This isn't a story about plot. It's a story about feeling. You definitely need to focus on that, or you're going to feel like it's pointless. Isn't that exactly what I was saying and even praising Christine Love for earlier? Like, specifically wanting the audience to engage with uncomfortable feelings?
Yeah.
When I call them, I call them. What can I say? See, kids? You pay attention in class, and this is the kind of hard-hitting literary analysis that you, too, can do. In your 30s, reading a nearly decade-old visual novel. Giving yourself pats on the back for having seen something coming that was pretty straightforward. Yes, Kendall, you have a question.
Is the book like the movie?
Is there a movie for that?
The movie for what?
I assume they're talking about chainmail.
Oh, still that?
I assume.
Oh, okay.
I figured one of the two class otaku would ask that. Just wasn't sure if it was going to be her or Akira. It annoys me all the same.
Why does that annoy you?
Battle Royale the book is nothing like... Oh, they're talking about Battle Royale now!
What a strange English class.
Is it English or is it lit?
Is there a distinction in high
That's
school?
so weird. I just now thought about that as soon as it came out of my mouth. What the fuck? Hold on. 30-year-old considers implications of things taken for granted for the first time. News at 11. I'm thinking about of all of the non-English authors we read in English class, and I'm like, huh.
Imagining the luxury of a school that has both an English class and a literature class that is a separate entity.
God. Right? Anything. Battle Royale, the book, is nothing like the movie. Aside from superficially having the same story, you have to understand that this is entirely serious.
Gotcha, sir.
So let me just give you some context for this tragedy before we start. Chapter 3, your real problem is...
Time to snoop on social media.
Yeah, personally, I'm really excited about this unit. I think this could be the one that finally gets the people who don't normally pay attention into it. If pulp fiction didn't help, then I don't know what you think is going to work here, but we'll see it. All right, so let's see.
Charlotte Gruel is kind of disturbed by what she's reading for literature class.
Taylor Gibson is really curious if she's the only straight person in this whole fucking class. God.
And this is on Taylor's wall. Ari told me about the party this Friday. Sorry, I don't think I'll be able to go, but thank you for inviting me.
Ari is a nice nickname.
For
Ariana?
Yeah.
Hey, so you never did tell me about the time you were in love. Did you want to tell me about it? It sort of sounded like you did. I finally ended up watching the rest of Eniko. You're right, it really is awesome. What a cute couple and a great ending. Crying emoji. Yeah, it really is super badass, but it kind of got me thinking. I was gonna fangirl out about it, but I feel awkward.
Hey, sorry about last night. I know that was really abrupt. Just that it was dinner time, my parents couldn't wait any longer. Sorry, I didn't mean to be a jerk or whatever. Do things not... I appreciate you trying, Nolan. You know? Nolan is trying, and I think we can give him that much credit at least.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, finally music. Holy shit. Sure, it's really long, but it's also incredibly exciting. I've got a good feeling about it. Really long, but incredibly exciting.
That's what she said.
I want to think we're better than that, but we're not.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, no.
Speak for yourself.
No,
I'm not.
All right, what book do you think this might be describing, though? Really long, but incredibly exciting. I have some that are long and exciting, aren't exciting to me, but I don't know that other people would feel the same way.
My guess is it's the same one from last time.
Battle Royale?
Yeah. Is Battle Royale long?
I don't think it's that long. It's not like notably long.
But is it long for a high schooler who has to read a thing?
Maybe. I was thinking long. I'm thinking like I
Umineko.
read the thing that it comes to mind for me is I read the unabridged version of Dumas' Count of Monte Cristo, and I was fucking gripped the entire time. Like, I know a lot of versions of it cut out some chapters because, you know, he was writing by the word, or he was getting paid by length at that point because it was serialized, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I read the full unabridged one and I was like, fuck, this is awesome.
Yeah.
What happens next? God damn. On the edge of my seat the whole time.
I know what this is going to be.
Okay, what is it?
À la recherche du temps perdu.
No, it's not going to be that.
It absolutely will. He's having them read Proust.
Have you even read that?
I read book 1. I was like, I'm actually into this. This is pretty good. And this is also way too long.
Yep.
I'm probably never going to finish
How
this in
long
my
is it?
whole life.
How many words is it?
A lot.
Is it
Let's
longer
find
than
out.
like Umineko?
Let's find out.
Because Umineko is a little bit over 1 million, right? 1 million and change? Trying to think if that's like, if that actually happens to be the longest novel I've read.
Whoops, why am I on
It
French
would not be surprised,
Wikipedia? I
actually.
don't actually know how to read French.
Especially since Daniel Lusky doesn't seem to want to finish that one series, so
4,215 pages.
okay. But page count isn't really as helpful, I feel.
Yeah. What are we comparing it to again?
I was comparing it to Umineko. Which like just legitimately be the longest piece of fiction I've ever read at this point.
Yeah, it's probably shorter than Umineko, but that's tough to compare.
Yeah. The lunch bell rings, and it's been down to just Charlotte and Isabella eating lunch in the classroom. Ever since Akira has been spending his time with Nolan instead. Oh, so they've been spending time with one another. Okay. So that was probably just Nolan wasn't ready for what happened next there. Or maybe Nolan was like, I really like... No, because he was... well, we don't actually know. Never mind. It's none of our business. Why am I becoming a busybody again over our students' lives? This isn't our problem. This isn't Fire Emblem: 3 houses for the Nintendo Switch Entertainment System, parenthesis 2019.
I know what he's going to have them read.
What?
L'homme de bonne volonté
I
by
actually
Jules
don't know.
Romain.
I don't know this one. You're
27 volumes, 7,892 pages.
moving briskly along. Yeah, kids, I'm going to have you all read The Wheel of Time. Here's a library cart.
You know what it's going to be? You know what it's going to be?
What?
La Comédie Humaine.
Why is it always French authors? Do the French have nothing better to do than write really long novels and really
Yes.
good metal music?
Yes. 48 volumes. 91 finished and 46 unfinished works.
Fucking disgusting. Ugh. Do you want to read Kendall's line or not?
No, I think I'm just going to talk about more long books that I haven't read and mispronounce the names badly because I don't actually know French.
That's fine. Carry on.
Hey, sir, do you mind if I eat in here too?
Wow, I think that's probably the most she's ever said to me, ever. Wait, actually, no, I've read a longer book than Umineko.
Yeah?
Yeah, there was a fan fiction I read that was like 1,600,000 and change.
That counts.
Yeah, that counts. And I'm like, that's absolutely.
What was it about?
Medieval time travel, it was weird.
I see.
Yeah, actually, I kind of do. It's a long story, though. I mean, it's just not the worst thing ever, I guess. But it sucks.
No, go right ahead, please, by all means.
Thanks. You're a real bro, sir.
Thank you, I think. She goes off to join the other two girls in the classroom.
Hey, sup, Charlotte?
Oh, right, because they haven't been talking for a while.
Yeah.
But, like, they were both insisting that, like, let's not make this weird and
Yeah.
being really mature about it.
Hiya, Kendall.
And now I guess it's time for them to talk again, which is just good for them.
NP, it's okay, bro. We were on the phone for like 2 hours anyway.
Oh, never mind. That's sweet. Good for you two. Good for them.
Fond memories of that era of life.
God, right?
Did you ever have a friend like that?
I did. There were some folks who I could just stay on the phone talking to for a very long time. Not as much anymore, just because it's like that's not the way I prefer to communicate as much.
Yep.
And as I kind of got older and more in tune with like how I like to interact with people, that just became less and less of a thing. I'm the kind of person who was like very content to just sit beside someone in quiet for like a very long period of time and consider that as successful. You know what I mean? And like, this is a successful interaction. I had a great time. But I also realized that's not the norm for a lot of people, especially in high school where you're like, you have this very almost fervid impulse to like define yourself
Yep.
as boldly and as quickly as possible. And it's like, it doesn't have to be like that, but look. Anyway.
My long phone call friend for a while was... I used to go to Jesus camp when I was in like middle school.
Yeah.
And...
Did they
as
ever
you can
find him?
No.
Okay.
I'm sure they're still looking. As you can imagine, I didn't fit in amazingly there. But one of the other weird kids there who didn't mind that I was a strange gayish loser with no social skills and who had a shared interest in games. He was really into Dungeons and Dragons. And like smuggled in some dice and a D&D book and so on. And we'd go out in the woods and hide and play the evil Dungeons and Dragons game and so on. And then for like a while after that, after like, because it was only like, oh, we're there for a couple weeks, but he'd call me and we'd do like one-on-one RPG sessions over the phone for like 3 or 4 hours.
Oh,
he's
hell
like,
yeah.
oh yeah, I've got this badass story I want to tell. And like, yeah. You're gonna
Oh, that's...
you're gonna be the wizard, and we're gonna fight some monsters and whatever. And that was the coolest shit ever when I was like 12.
Oh my god. That's incredible, actually. Man, I wish playing D&D was as cool as Chick Tract made it look.
Okay, but the thing is, it is. It's just differently cool.
It's just different. That's cool. Wait, what's his name? It was something Chick, like the Chick Tract?
Yeah, Jack Chick, right?
Jack Chick. What was that one film that adapted one of the Chick Tracts?
That was badass.
That was badass, actually. What was the name of it? Was it Darkest Dungeon? No, whatever. I'll remember it at some point, but that was a great adaptation.
We gotta watch that again.
God, yeah. Are you both talking again?
Bella, there's no need to channel Akira. Really? I would have thought you'd be on and on about how Eniko's your waifu or something for sure.
Lol, true enough. Hey, why are we chatting like this when you're sitting right next to me anyway? Raffle. Because that's really fun, actually. Like, just texting when you're next to someone is really nice, actually. I don't know. It doesn't have to be weird. I'm sorry. I just meant that I'm glad.
Only if you're okay with that. Sorry, I can still give you room if you want. Don't be silly. Of course I'm okay with that.
The emotional maturity just radiating off these two is just blinding. Oh my god, shut the fuck up. Don't say that. You're embarrassing me, lol. And we'll never know.
Sorry. Knock that off. Come on, this whole thing where we've both been avoiding each other is silly. Let's just both promise not to do that again. Okay, I promise, Charlotte. :3. Oh, you still sound like you're trying too hard. Relax. Can't we just go back to plain old lol, bro, Kendall?
Kendall looks uncomfortable for a moment, but laughs. Catface? Can you actually do that?
Lol. Okay, sis, I can do that. That's better. It really is good to talk to you with the air clear, Kendall. Yeah.
Meanwhile, I can't help but notice that Isabella looks as uncomfortable as I've ever seen her, caught awkwardly in their reconciliation. I decide to.
Don't worry about that. Come on, I'm your friend. You can tell me.
Well, Isabella is also having like like somewhat... This isn't our place to step in.
All right.
Right?
Yeah,
they haven't involved us in this conversation.
Yeah.
I don't want to be presumptuous. Maybe she's actually interested in what they're saying. Try to block it out, though. I'm glad they're talking, but clearly I'm missing way too much context to make sense of the situation. All I can tell is that it seems like it's a long time coming for the two, and that there's a lot of history between them. Although, who knows what. Instead, I just focus on my lunch and prep work for the next assignment. Still, keep getting distracted by Isabella. It occurs to me that maybe I was wrong. She's not looking uncomfortable because of the conversation. I think her mind's just somewhere else entirely. Where, I have no idea. Is she okay? I certainly hope so. If only I had snooped on her private messages and knew what she was thinking about.
3 days later.
Nice! Alrighty-o, let's try something different today. Today we're going to focus on chapter 60 to 65 in particular. That's the whole lighthouse scene.
What has a lighthouse scene 60
and 60
chapters
plus
in?
chapters. Try Googling lighthouse scene chapter 60.
Yeah. We're gonna do that.
And I'll read your stuff for you while you're doing that.
Oh, right. I have lines and shit. Right, we're playing a game. Wait, where are we? Oh, right.
yeah.
It's not that. I mean, I really liked it. It's awesome. And I do love Aniko for reals. It's just, it's the fangirl thing in general I'm not feeling. I feel kind of weird about the whole thing now. Honestly, I feel kind of weird in general.
Wonder what Kendall's thinking about these days.
I am legitimately finding nothing
Huh.
for
Weird.
nothing relevant.
Well, all right.
That's unfortunate.
If you happen to know what it is, let us know in the comments. I am legitimately curious. Anyway, people are responding to Charlotte.
Yeah, for reals.
I know. What the hell is up with that?
I kind of like it, actually.
Lighthouse scene.
A love poem, a love poem, a love poem.
Aw, that's cute. Anything new on 12chan? Nope. Anything in our email? Nope. I put up 3 questions on the board, and I'd like for you to break into groups of 2 or 3 and answer them.
Have anyone's statuses changed?
That's a
I'm
good
curious if
question.
that's a
It's been
mechanic.
long enough. Let's go take a look.
That's the same. That's the same.
Lolitics.
I wonder if, like... Yeah, that's the same.
Yeah.
I wonder if, like, Nolan's is different.
Probably. I mean, I thought we were checking all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interested in ...
Dot.
Still interested in girls and still single. So I guess they're just hanging out and being friends, which is
Yeah.
really nice for them. Nolan needs a friend. That's so... And it's good that the two of them can be friends without feeling the typical homophobic response of, "Oh, you're gay, you must be interested in me." Like that's just sweet that they're friends. Good for them. BFFs. They figured this out. Immediately, they all start. Why am I doing Nolan voice? Sorry, Mr. Rook, it's my class now. Immediately, they all start chattering, figuring out who they'll partner with. Has to be with someone you haven't worked with this semester, though, if that's possible. Let's mix things up a little bit.
I'm bored as hell in class.
Okay, in half an hour, we'll go over each of your answers. How's that sound?
His name was Alan Mason. He's in town on vacation. He was my first boyfriend ever back when I was like 13 and, well, at least if you ask me, we were dating. We spent all of our lunch hours together, walked home together every day, and spent our evenings talking endlessly about the silly music we both liked. He was a year younger and wasn't, I guess, the most mature boy around. All my friends always made fun of him, but I really admired him, you know?
I clap my hands, sit back down, letting them all get organized on their own. Give them a few minutes to break apart into their own groups and actually get started on talking about them. I have no idea how well this is going to go. I just hope it works.
Can you believe it? Nolan snubbed me yet again, so he can just go keep fagging it up with Akira. It's hurtful! What the hell? You just totally replaced me? Just like that? What a dick.
Is there... I haven't been giving Taylor a lot of credit because she's not a very sympathetic person. But is there a part of her that really... Because she seemed to want a relationship with Nolan, but... Was there a part of her that actually did feel like Nolan was her only actual friend?
Maybe.
I'm trying to be a little bit more, like, think about, like, what's the sympathetic version of her?
Oh, you haven't been in love since you were 13?
And of course, it's Taylor who seems to get distracted first.
What the fuck? He never wrote me love poems. God damn it.
And how's your discussion going, Taylor? Or going? Taylor?
Sorry about the late reply. Got distracted. What do you mean by that? Don't get too upset at him. It wasn't a personal snub. Sad emoji. Emoticon even.
Well, actually, I didn't quite even get that far.
Uh-huh.
I've just been going over what happens with her before we start to tackle the questions.
Really?
Yes, Mr. Rook. Sorry, I've just been looking something up myself because I couldn't quite remember the sequence of events.
It's not really like that. I mean, there's been a couple since, but never any that were serious. Honestly, it wasn't even really that serious with Alan either. We got together, honestly, mostly because it seemed like it was convenient to. And we broke up in the same way. If you ask him now, he'll deny that we even ever dated. I guess that's okay with me. It's not like I was ever really a big deal or anything. But every so often I see him and I just feel awful.
Lol, what?
I wonder what happened with not Charlotte, Isabella and her ex. I mean, dating at age 12 and 13, like what does that look like? But clearly it was a relationship with a friend that meant a lot to her.
Mm-hmm.
And didn't seem to I wonder what about that stuck with her. I guess I can't really call either of them on that excuse then, as loath as I am to admit it. Well, damn it. All right, carry on then, but try to get to the questions quickly. You don't have that much time. Smug Taylor face. She's such a prick.
Why is that? A love poem. Of course.
And then I turn my... Oh my god, a different angle! Sorry, we're in the middle of chapter 3. We suddenly got a second angle on the classroom.
Going all out on the background budget here.
That's weird, right? That's weird. And then I turn my attention to the other group that also doesn't seem to be very productive. Hello there?
Sorry, Mr. Rook, I'm currently
Whoa!
texting a novel. Every time we meet, it's always the same. He says we should see each other more than only every half a year, accidentally or something like that. And we agree that we should meet again soon and talk and catch up. And deep in my heart, I hope that it leads to something more, that maybe now that we're both older and wiser, we could have a real relationship. I'd love nothing more than that. I secretly dream of all the dates we could have had that he would be proud to tell his friends about. But we never do, of course. We never even end up meeting once to catch up. I saw him at a concert just the other month, and while all those possibilities flashed in my mind, I approached him and we ended up going home together, just like the old times. And we agreed we should meet up again soon to do something, but we didn't, of course. We never do. It doesn't stop me from imagining it, but I realize that in all those fantasies of love, I don't really know him at all. I don't think it's even him that matters, really. He just happens to fill that role. I'm in love with the idea of Alan Mason and nothing more. Huh. It also seems like there's a little bit of sadness here about the inevitable, like, breaking away of some friendships.
Yep.
Like, as you get older, like, friendships move in and out of your lives, and that's not a bad thing. People you love don't have to be in your life for the entire thing. Like, people will come and go from your life, and that's fine. It's more of it's a hard thing to like adjust to at first, though, because you feel like if we were really friends, I'm betraying this thing, right?
Yeah.
I'm betraying this thing that's supposed to be friendship, and it's not how friendship has to be. It doesn't. Oh my god, you're embarrassing me.
Sup, sir?
She doesn't even look up. Isabella does briefly, but says nothing. You're supposed to be discussing the questions, Kendall. Are you both really done already?
Lol, not much to discuss, sir. We're done.
Really? Isabella says nothing, but nods. I'm not impressed here, and I don't believe for a second they talked about it. I doubt they've even read the chapters. I should.
Move on.
Well, hold on one sec. Let's read these first, and then we'll talk about the question there.
That's so sad. It's really tragic that it never works out with you two. What are you gonna do about it?
Don't think I've forgotten about that shit you were posting early in the year, Ariana. I haven't. Ariana definitely seems to have a different idea of what that means. Colon 3. Wait.
Did the OMG you're embarrassing me? Is that
I
you?
did that one.
Okay. Colon 3.
Try to trip them up or move on. I'm torn because like this is not us inserting ourselves into the social lives of our students.
Mm-hmm.
This is us doing our due diligence as a teacher, right?
Tripping someone up does not feel like due diligence as a teacher.
Right.
That feels like deliberately trying to mess with someone.
Exactly. That doesn't feel like a productive way of getting our point across. I think if like I don't know how actual teachers would approach this, but like I would just like if they're like, okay, if you're done, you're done, and then see what they have to say when it's actually time to do that, right? Because if they do actually have something cogent to say, like maybe they've discussed it amongst themselves outside of school. I don't know.
Yeah.
But if we're like, okay, I guess like my first reaction would be to be like, let's trust what they say first, and then if they give us a reason to not believe them, then we have a different conversation in the future, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how I would... Anyway, let's move on. Forget it. This one's hopeless. The class discussion ends up going well enough, I suppose.
I'm just not really sure about it. I mean, normally that's the thing to do after watching something awesome. Downloading the OSTs, making wallpapers, talking about the foreshadowing at the start, all that shit. And I mean, I do like the music, and there are probably some great wallpapers, but it just feels like, you know that feeling, that really big empty one you get at the end of a show or book you really like, and you just do all those things in some sort of effort to cling on to it however you can? What the fuck is up with that? I mean, eventually you either find something else to fill that gap, or you turn into one of those single-minded fangirls, right? Isn't that kind of ridiculous? You know what the feeling reminds me of? It's fucking love. You fall in love for 12 episodes, then your heart gets broken, and then you listen to the soundtrack on repeat all day so it doesn't feel like it's over. Isn't that kind of bullshit? TLDR, man, I don't even know. It just seems kind of fucked up.
God, I know that feeling. You've had that feeling too, I'm sure, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got an example for us? Of something where you just kind of felt a little bit empty now that it was over?
I'm blanking off the top of my head.
Normally, I think maybe people would have expected us to say something like Umineko, but like, we spent so long with it that by getting to when we got
Felt
to
like
the
a triumph.
end, yeah, it was more like a triumph, right? It's not, but like there was that similar feeling of you can only read this for the first time once. Like once it's done, you're like, there is kind of that void the story leaves in you, right? But I think one of the helpful ways to deal with that is to like think about how that story has changed you, right? It's not just that you got lost in this fictional story and narrative for a time. That narrative, if it really left that kind of, feeling in you, that inevitably changed you in return, right? Think about the ways that you are now a different person having finished that, and carry that with you, and it'll make it feel a little bit easier.
You know what did this to me, which is an odd one.
Yeah, go for it.
That you won't expect. The Ancillary Justice series, the Anne Leckie, right?
Yeah, the Anne Leckie ones. Yeah. I can see that. I remember reading those for the first time, and it was such a different feeling to a lot of the science fiction I've been reading up to that point. It was very novel and not novel in a cheap sense, but like different and like almost liberating in a way that I hadn't experienced before. I don't want to put words in your mouth here, but I can definitely understand having that feeling after finishing that trilogy.
it was both really good as a book and different than the other sci-fi I had been exposed to, but also gender wasn't a thing in it. So it was like a reprieve from the real world and all of the complications of that particular thing in one's life until you finish the series. And then you're like, oh darn.
Oh man, I've definitely felt this recently because I remember I've like talked to you about like when I feel like that, getting to the end of something and just kind of like feeling drained and empty and wishing there was a little bit more. Like I can't pull something off the top of my head, but if I think of something by the end of the sode, I'll let you all know. Yeah, kill myself probably. It'd be less dramatic and less stupid. Well, lol, he is actually making that face right now. It's hilarious. He can actually do the cat face.
Do it.
Actually, I'm a little bit surprised. It sounds like Taylor actually managed to express an informed opinion for once, even if it was with the help of Charlotte. Maybe there's hope for her yet. I mean, there's also the thing where like some students just do better, like discussing the thing and have a harder time just reading it and taking everything out of it.
Yeah.
I remember like even in stuff where I was like super interested in what it was about, I had the hardest time taking what I was meant to out of just reading the text. It was only when like going over it and discussing it with other people that I would like start to see all the other bits and pieces of it. I've gotten better at it as I get older, but like when I was a student, even in university, like that was something I struggled with a lot.
I had the opposite problem where it's like, oh, this stuff I'm reading, I feel like I'm getting into it and understanding it like, you know, refined college professor gentleman, sophisticate literati. And then someone asks me to express the most basic opinion about it.
And you're like...
And it's like crayon sketch, 5-year-old version. It's like, God damn it, I can't get the fucking words out to explain any of this shit that I'm thinking about this.
I actually think that what we do now on this channel is a lot closer to like what a successful version of that would have looked like. Right? And some of that's the fact that we have two of us to bounce ideas off of. But like this very active reading and discussing the ideas, I think that's a lot closer to what would have been helpful for those kinds of readings.
Mm-hmm.
But when the lunch bell rings, it seems far too quick. And of course, even though I was mid-sentence, everyone immediately packs up their things. Don't take it personally, Mr. Rook. That's just how high school students are.
This is about Charlotte, isn't it? Do you want to talk about it?
Excuse me, Mr. Rook?
That's awful. Don't even joke about that.
Yeah? How can I help you?
There's something I'd like to talk to you about.
Of course, anytime. Is this what was up earlier, or would you rather talk about it somewhere more privately?
It is, not right now, though. How about after school?
Certainly. Do you know where my office is?
Yes, room 12, right? I've been there several times.
What? Okay, great. I'll see you there then.
Yeah, it's about Charlotte. Honestly, not really. Sorry, I'm just kind of rambling. I'll let you know if I'm ever ready to talk about it.
All of that talk about how we get better at reading the text and then just miss the obvious implication that it's not what it's about something else.
But it also is about that.
But it's about, it's about both, but like, let no one ever tell you that there's a perfect or correct way to read something.
Thank you.
Awkward. I wonder what's up with her. I hope this time it's actually something I can help with. I'm really not sure about her. She's always so quiet. It kind of worries me.
Kendall, do you know where Akira is?
Off having sexy shenanigan with Nolan, probably. Kendall? Okay, anytime you do, bro, just let me know. I hope so anyway. Bro deserves it. That's not very helpful. Sorry. For serious, I think they've been eating lunch together up on the roof. I'd check there first, sis.
Thank you.
So just me, or does she seem even more aloof than usual?
Maybe. You should go easy on her. I think she has a lot going on right now.
Yeah, I am just a little bit worried. More silence. Realizing I'm just making a weird situation worse, I shrug and go get my lunch, leaving the pair of them alone. Truthfully, I don't think it helps. There's still an unspoken tension in the air. Kendall and Charlotte are chatting, but barely. I don't think it's because of me. I think there's just something else going on here. Oh well. That's it for the day, as far as classes go anyway.
Oh no.
Bye, everyone. Sorry that I couldn't stay, but, well, it's for the better.
Oh no.
Fuck!
Oh no.
Outside, I can hear rather a set of voices shouting loudly in unison. Cheerleaders, I suppose. Isabella's probably already on her way to my office. Before we go, I should take a break to see if there are any new 12chan posts. OMG, Eniko finale. Goodbye, Lily-chan.
I know, right?
Can't believe she had to die like that. She was so awesome.
I actually thought her death was a little drawn out, don't you think?
I know. Oh, wait, hold on. What?
Don't get me wrong, it was awesome in general. I love Lily-chan so much. I would go hetero for her, no lie. And it's a great finale. I just thought her death went on for way longer than it should have.
Thought Lily should have died sooner. Wait, what does MFW stand for?
My face when?
My face when. Right. Sorry, I'm not... sometimes I realize I'm not as internet poisoned as I think I am.
Yeah, you can rest assured that no matter how internet poisoned you think you are, your power level is less than half of mine.
Wow. All right.
I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. Shitpost glittering off the shoulder of the /B gate. All gone now, like tears in rain.
Right. Would you stop with this and read your line?
No.
Dorgosaurus.
I just think it would have been better if she'd said nothing. It really took me out of it. It went on for too long. Real death doesn't last for 5 minutes.
True story, but it was supposed to be super dramatic.
Real death doesn't last for 5 minutes. Oh, bro.
Real death lasts for months, years, far too long.
Right? I don't think dragging it out for so long helped. I think it pushed it into melodrama, and making it a joke just felt kind of cheap.
How would you do it then?
That's hard.
Well, how about a sudden ending? Well, that's enough dawdling for me. Time to go. Guess I got here first? Well, I can wait. I sit down and wait, tapping my hand on the desk impatiently. Was it because we spent too much time on 12chan? Look over my lesson plan for tomorrow, but unlike every other time, I can't see anything worth adjusting. I wonder where she could be. She doesn't really seem like the sort of person to blow off an appointment like that. Hope everything's alright with her. All the worst possibilities of what it could be raced through my head. Maybe she got hurt, maybe something happened, maybe she couldn't bring herself to talk about it, or maybe she... I am being ridiculous. I just have an overactive imagination is all. I'm sure that she's fine. Something probably came up and delayed her. Or maybe she just got lost. That can't be it. She knows what room this is. It's not a very big school. She clearly knew where it was. Okay, this is another one where I'm like... looking for her means that we use some of the knowledge we've gained by spying on people.
Whoa, don't quit.
Oh, not quit. Not quit. Right.
It also doesn't necessarily. She said she was going to meet us.
True. But if someone says they're going to meet you and they're not there, the reaction is not to go around looking for them. The reaction is to stay put because, because then
This
otherwise...
explains why I'm so bad at meeting people, doesn't it?
I mean, yeah, unless if you're not going to call them on their cell phone, then you stay put, because otherwise then you have two people walking around that could miss each other rather than just one. But I have a bad feeling, so I think we should go look.
Okay, let's do that.
Maybe something's wrong. I should go look for her. Do a quick walk of the hallways, looking around every corner. No sign. Stop every classroom of hers. The school is practically deserted by this time of the evening. There's no sign of her. Where could she possibly be? Finally, in desperation, I do another walk of the school, checking every single classroom I pass. Absolutely no sign of her at all. I wonder what happened. I really hope she's all right. She didn't seem okay at all, and I'm very worried. What could be wrong?
And she doesn't show up for class. Yep.
Once the bell rings, I do attendance as always, but I can immediately tell who the only absence is. Isabella. Anyone heard from Isabella at all? Anyone?
Sorry about yesterday. I wasn't really in a great place emotionally, lol. Kinda had to get over myself there. I was being a total drama fag. Sorry, ORZ.
They're in Canada. It's ORZ.
Sorry. It's not sorry, it's sorry. And it's
Sorry.
not ORZ, it's ORZ.
The glass is silent. Does anyone know how to get a hold of her then?
It's cool. It happens to everyone, bro.
Still more silence. Well, alright. I move on. There not really being anything else I can do, but the whole thing gives me a sinking feeling. Next week. Next week. A week later, and I still haven't seen Isabella at all. And the school still has no way of getting a hold of her at all.
No way of getting a hold of her at all? Like, how? Do you
Does
not
she not
have
live with her
contacts for the
parents?
family? Does she not live with her parents?
We don't know what her home life is like.
Yeah. Hey, did you hear about Bella? Sad emoticon. There's news? Yeah, she killed herself right after the last we saw her, apparently. Oh, holy shit. Oh my god. Really? I mean, I knew she was depressed, but
Oh my god, that's awful. I didn't really know her well, but damn.
I can't believe she's gone. R.I.P. sis.
Our friendship much have had rough spots, but it really sucks that you're gone.
Rest in peace, Bella. Why did you have to leave us? Goodbye, Bella. I'm sorry you had to go that way. Crying emoticon.
It's hard not to assume the worst. Strictly speaking, that doesn't mean that she's killed herself, but it's hard not to assume that that's what's happened, right?
Yeah.
There's a version of that where goodbye means she has run off somewhere, but there's nothing I can do about it other than feel terrible anyway. Maybe I should have insisted or gone looking for her that evening.
We did, though.
I think he meant like afterward.
Okay.
Yeah. What could have possibly happened to her? I think we did the right thing because as a teacher, knowing that's a line that you really have to, like, it doesn't matter how you learn that, you have to do what you can at that point. What is weirder is that we didn't notify anyone of those suspicions.
Yeah, does 2027 Canada not have mandatory reporters or what have you?
Yeah.
Is that what the thing's called?
Or then again, like fucking kill yourself is just a standard internet reaction, right? It's like there is also some. I'm not saying it's the right, but there is a version of that where people read that kind of dramatic use of suicide and don't think much of it because of how dramatically language has shifted. But yeah, it's weird that there's no mandatory reporting. Still, there's nothing I can do. Class still goes on without her. What do you think about the ending, Kendall? I'd really like to hear your thoughts.
Well, I thought it was good. It ends on an effective note and makes a strong impression. Plus, the repetition of the body count works well for it.
The repetition.
Oh no. Is somebody else gonna die?
The repetition of the body count. I'm still interested in what novel this is, but yeah.
I'm still like, is this not just the same novel it was before?
What? Battle Royale?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
How long is Battle Royale?
How is there a lighthouse in Battle Royale?
Yeah, we're gonna Google that real
Okay,
quick. I
that's
gotta
the
know.
question we need to be asking ourselves right now. Is there a lighthouse in Battle Royale?
Is Battle Royale good? Sound off in the comments. Should I read Battle Royale?
I don't think I've read Battle Royale. No, I haven't read Battle Royale. Well, trying to think of like some of the other Japanese pulp fiction I've read.
It's on an island.
Yeah?
It's on an island. I wonder if there is...
Well, did you think that repeating the body count worked in other parts of the novel as well?
It has enough chapters, I think.
Well, maybe it's still Battle Royale.
Does it have a lighthouse?
Novel Wikipedia
It does
page.
have a lighthouse.
Okay, it's probably
it's
Battle Royale. It's still Battle Royale,
I
then.
called it.
Notable Wikipedia lists notable works that have a lighthouse. Battle Royale,
The lighthouse.
The Lighthouse, BioShock, and the fucking Jeff Vandermeer Area X books.
Good times.
Anyway, keep thinking.
Lighthouse core.
Yeah.
Why does everything that has a lighthouse in it that I know, it goes real shit for the people in the
Lighthouses
lighthouse
are very
in its
evocative like
vicinity?
that. Like the idea of a single helpful point of light in otherwise total and complete darkness guiding you towards it. There's a lot of like inherent weight in that.
That was a really good and thoughtful answer to my absolute bullshit question.
Oh, sorry.
No, that was good. Like, you made me think. Kudos on that.
Shit.
I think you're right.
Achievement unlocked. Make my wife think.
That's
However
really
many
hard.
Years of marriage later.
It's really hard. Normally, the neurons, there's enough space in between them, they don't rub together. So, for reals, it helps keep things structured.
Good point. Any other thoughts or anyone else? She sits down without any further word. Hey, do you want to see a movie this Saturday or something? No big deal or anything. I'm just kind of wondering.
So, is it my turn to host the party this weekend?
Charlotte raises her hand and I pause before calling on her. You know, the worst thing about it all is, I find myself thinking, even though Isabella's gone, it's hard to even notice the difference. It doesn't feel like the dynamic of anything has changed with her gone.
Aw, yeah, I'd love to. Let's talk about it at lunch.
How utterly horrible is that? KK.
All right.
End of chapter 3.
All right. How many students do you think will be left by the end of the game?
I don't know.
This is Battle Royale, but the battle is the survival of one's self-esteem while on social media during adolescence.
We have to start the next unit in 2 days, the Shakespeare class for this year. I'm looking forward to it even less than I normally would. It's really last minute, but I threw out the whole lesson plan I had prepared. I'm supposed to be teaching Romeo and Juliet.
Oof.
Yeah,
bad
okay,
timing.
maybe not. Somehow,
Did you do a Shakespeare unit in high school?
Yeah. And then tried to get us to enjoy it more with like the fucking Romeo and Juliet film with Leonardo DiCaprio. And that's the thing, is that Shakespeare really is enjoyable, but it's so hard to convey that to a high school class. Because you have to get past the part where you're like, you need to be able to focus on reading the English a little bit more. English that is not written in a way to help a modern audience understand
Yeah.
it, right?
It landed for me so much that I bought the nice annotated collected works edition, like Riverside Shakespeare or whatever.
Yeah.
And I thought that was the coolest shit.
The thing is, like, I could see, when I was in high school, I could see bits and pieces of it that really got to me. There were moments of it where I could be like, oh, I got the joke there. That was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until later when I would, like, go back and try to, like, Macbeth is still a favorite of mine nowadays. I'm not going to pretend to be like super into Shakespeare, but like I definitely understand like where the love of it comes from now.
My ninth grade English teacher was the best. God, what was his name? I don't remember. He ended up on like city council or something later, I think.
That's
But
incredible.
dude was
Good
just
for them.
really good at teaching English, a subject where I hated basically every other English class I ever took. And I was just in rapt attention, reading Shakespeare and Chaucer and learning about the history of the English language and the linguistics of it
Yeah.
and all of this stuff. I was like, damn, maybe English actually is my thing. And then every English class I took after his, I hated. He was just really, really, really good.
I wonder what it is that makes an effective literature teacher. Like what is it that helps get through to people? And I can't pretend to know, but props to those of you out there trying. Teachers have the most thankless job it seems, and y'all do important work. I don't really think it's the time. The class is going to be up for a play that ends in suicide. Struggle to put together an entire lesson plan for something a little more lighthearted than that. A whole lot of love. Got a whole lot of love. Got a whole lot of love. Anyway, that's it for this one.
Alrighty.
Chapter. We'll see you next time on We Play a Game at a Glacial Pace and also talk about high school for too long.
Reminiscing about the good old days, like some people that definitely aren't old now.
God, we're 30. Like, we're mid-30s. That's old. It's not old. I'm not going to pretend that I'm not old, but Jesus.
Smash that like, comment and subscribe.